Bye.
This is the next reading, Genesis 22, 1 to 19. It's Abraham or tested. Sometime later, God tested Abraham. He said to him, Abraham, here I am, he replied. Then God said, take your son, your only son, to whom you love, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah. Sacrifice him there as a burnt offering on the mountain I will show you. Early next morning, Abraham got up and loaded up his donkey. He took with him 2 of his servants and his son Isaac. When he had cut enough wood for the burnt offering, he set out for the place God had told him about. On the 3rd day, Abraham looked up and saw the place in the distance. He said to the servants, stay here with the donkey while I and the boy will go over there. We will worship and then we will come back to you. Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering and placed it on his son Isaac. And he himself carried the fire and the knife. As the 2 of them went on together, Isaac spoke up and said to his father Abraham, Father. Yes, son, Abraham replied. The fire and the wood are here, Isaac said. But where is the lamb for the burnt offering? Abraham answered, God will provide the lamb for the burnt offering, my son. And the 2 of them went on together. When they reached out the place God told him about, Abraham built an altar there and arranged the wood on it. He bound his son Isaac and laid him on the altar, on top of the wood.
He reached out his hand and took a knife to slay his son. But the angel of the Lord called out to him from heaven, Abraham, Abraham. Here I am, he replied. Do not lay a hand on the boy, he said. Do not do anything to him now. Now I know that you fear God, because you have not withheld from me your son, your only son. Abraham looked up, and there in a thicket he saw a ram caught by its horns. He went over and took the ram and sacrificed it as a burnt offering instead of his son. So Abraham called that place, the Lord will provide. And to this day it is said, on the mountain of the Lord it will be provided. The angel of the Lord called to Abraham from heaven a 2nd time and said, I swear by myself, declares the Lord, that because you have done this and have not withheld your son, your only son, I will surely bless you and make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky and as the sand on the seashore. Your descendants will take possession of the cities of their enemies, and through your offspring all nations on earth will be blessed, because you have obeyed me. Then Abraham returned to his servants, and they set off together for Beersheba. And Abraham stayed in Beersheba. This is, I reckon, the hardest test of all for Abraham. And we see here he is tested unbelievably to sacrifice his only son. And it's a son that he's actually waited for a long time, because his wife was barren, and she was able to conceive, and now he's been asked to sacrifice his only son. I guess it's good also at that time to look at, in the time that Abraham was living, it was a lot of people worshipping a lot of gods, and sacrifice wasn't uncommon. Sacrificing animals, sacrificing children, humans. It was something that they did to appease their gods at that time. So it probably wasn't like out of the ordinary, like today we would be going, oh my gosh, that's just shocking. So, but he obeyed God.
A part of the obedience, there's a trust as well, that he trusted what God was saying to him. And we know the angel appeared and said that he saw the fear. He had taken him out of this land to a new land, giving him a new child. So he knew about God, and so he wasn't a fear of, but the fear of what he will do next. So that's the sort of thing that he points. And the other thing is that he would provide as well. So three things. Like he's actually providing a ram, a scapegoat, a ram, that his obedience, his trust, and also his provision that God's providing. They're the main 3 points that.
And I like how, well, I also see the significance of the ram to Jesus. I see that pointing, like it's just, like it's almost replica what God will do to his own son. It's almost like he's saying, stop, you're not doing like you do to the other gods. I'm the ultimate person who decides life and death. So God actually will do the sacrificing of his son.
Yeah, ultimate sacrifice.
The
Yeah.
ultimate sacrifice. God,
Yeah.
ultimate sacrifice is Jesus.
Which on the third day he rose again, and he's still alive with us.
I think one more that I see is how God loves us more than we can ever imagine. Because when, like today, when you look at it, you see how on earth could, if God asked something like that of us, like there's no way. But he did it with his son. Much he loves us. It's just immeasurable. And we just can only just thank God and thank you for all you've done for us. Thank you for loving us that much. And it shows us the plan to restore us back to himself. It's still that same plan that we broke at from the garden, that now this plan of restoring us, we see it slowly unfold.
It's just unbelievable how Abraham trusted to the point that he actually lifted that knife. I don't know how could that, and if it wasn't because of God being there alongside, yeah, so the promise is being reinforced, the promise of the he will build all nations from them, the whole thing. But today for me is that I don't see God at all, but I do trust God. So I do see as I walk along and see my troubles that I go through, the things that I and I say, where are you, God? What I can't see. But when I turn around and I see what I've been and what I am now, I'm just amazed of how He's been taking me along, taking us along, and I'm grateful to that He's there with us all the time. Even if we make mistakes, we just get up and keep going, not to give up, just keep going, run the best race you can run. Yeah.
When I think that Abraham said he was going up to worship God, I was like, wow, that's not how I kind of think of worship, what he was asked to do, but as a offering of worship. Although it might sound hard to do, it's best. It's God's way is best. So, and if, like, I think, okay, I'm not really quite hearing God, I'll open the Bible. So I open my Bible. I mean, sometimes God asks you, when you read the Bible, it sounds might be difficult, or what God's asking of us, like, turn the other cheek, love your enemies. It's like, okay, God, this is very hard, but not as hard what Abraham was asked to do, but God is asking us to do these hard things sometimes. But it's God's way is the best way. When the humans take control and do it their own way, it all ultimately works into a mess. So we keep trusting and being obedient to what God's asking of us as we read or as we hear. Yeah, we pray. So that's it.
Yeah. So thank you very much.
Oh,
And
God bless.
God bless.